Hello family, how are you? Today will be a love message for air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So I'm not home. As you can see, I am in Arizona right now doing this before I have to get up and get ready for my day. But don't worry, I got my coffee. So, air signs. This can be Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. It can be your Lilith. I am going to use the Island Time Wellness deck to get just like an overall message for you to kind of see what's going on. And then I'm going to use the Unspoken Love deck by Stargirl, my favorite deck for love readings because it gets straight to the point. It's super pretty, lightweight. I love the sides of the cards. They just, ooh, so cute. Love this deck. Everybody should have this deck if they are a love witch, a love tarot readers, or just whenever you're doing a love message. I will use that deck to kind of get, again, the unspoken love, the unspoken truth of what's going on. I don't like to say reality. That's not my vibe. I believe in all types of realities. Remember, this energy is fluent. So if I say you, it could be your partner. If I say your partner, it could be you. Cross watchers, hello, how are you? And remember, this is just a general air sign message. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It doesn't have to be, but hey, here we go. So of course I'm going to start with shuffling the decks. And ask Spirit for permission to have access to our lovely air signs. Thank you, Spirit, for allowing me to be able to communicate these messages to my community, to my subscribers, to my family. May these messages communicate to them the truth and what they need to hear, and allow them to know the difference between what they need to hear and what is the truth and what is not relatable to them, to be able to take what resonates and leave what does not. So I really need a candle. I need some fire in here. But for our air signs, let's start off. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What love messages would Spirit like for me to communicate with you? I'm having a really hard time getting these cards up off the floor because of my nails, and they're so thin. The first card out was Heart with a Key. Welcoming love, meeting the one, open your heart, getting together. Perfect, okay? Do we have a fairy tale going on here? I don't know. Next card is Mask. Not showing true feelings, hide, pretend, delude, gaslighting. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Are you gaslighting someone, making them think that they are the perfect person, and the whole time that's not the truth? What? A Libra doing that? What? A Gemini doing that? What? An Aquarius doing that? Please, they would never. They would never. Okay, so yeah, it's giving so far that somebody is bullshitting. And excuse my language, that one did not come face up. One of these, oh God, y'all. No judgment, no judgment. We read and we don't judge, okay? Next one was Hand of Cards. Take a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing hand, gambling. Okay, air signs. I'm not surprised, but it's definitely, y'all are kind of playing a game right now. I think you guys have your hearts locked up and tucked away right now, and you're out there and you're dating and you're trying to get to know people. Maybe you're talking to like a couple of people, maybe you have a roster, and more so you're seeing what they have to offer. It's giving you were trying to see what they have to offer before you show them what you have to offer. And you're not being like completely closed off and stingy. Like you're putting a little bit out there, but you're not putting your whole heart out there. You're being very strategic. You are low-key wearing a mask, or this is what your person is doing to you. Remember that the energy is fluid. Your person could be gaslighting and BSing you. But honestly, I don't get the whole energy of like BSing. I'm getting just being like cautious. Maybe you recently had your heart broken over the past couple of years, and right now you're not willing to allow your heart to be broken again. Next card out was Hammer. Sabotage, rebuilding, interrogation, repetitive, persistent, working on it. Yeah, y'all are just, you're not gaslighting, you're not being, you know, an F-boy or an F-girl, you're not being a heartbreak kid. You're just really just like, hey, like, I'm open to love, I do want love, I want the one, you know, I want to get together with someone, but I don't want to jump in too quick and too deep. Sorry, Drake just played in my head, back in the ocean you go, it's a deep one. But that's kind of like how you're feeling. It's like, hey, you know, I'm fishing and whatever I pull up, like I'm looking at it, I'm getting to know it, I'm trying to decide if I like it, and if I don't, it's going back in the ocean. Like, am I dealing with this? Am I eating this? This is not what I want on my plate. Okay, it's giving that you're really working on yourself and your quality of your love life. You know, you're not just accepting anything, anybody. And that's good. That's really good, air sign. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not taking notes. I'm not taking these either. It's like way too many. Damn near the whole deck fell out. Okay. Even your energy right now is like very selective. Like, these cards are not BSing. Like, the way they're coming out is like one at a time. Very, very strategic. Like a very delicate, precise message. I'm gonna take all three of these. I am. I'm not gonna lie, I just did Cancer's message, and they also had one of these cards that's similar. So maybe you're dealing with a Cancer, or maybe you have Cancer somewhere in your chart. But what came up was breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, abandonment. So maybe again, one of you just got out of a relationship in the recent past, and you realize that in that relationship there was a lot of brokenness that you did realize, and you kind of just like pushed it to the side because you wanted the connection to work. And yet by the end of it, like, that person either screwed you over, or it just abruptly ended and it left you feeling abandoned. So, you know, that weighs in your heart still. And if that's the truth, air sign, make sure that you're healing yourself before you even decide to jump into another connection. I understand, like, you want love in your life and whatnot, but remember to do the work first, because if you don't, that energy from your past is always going to linger subconsciously in your future, and it's going to show up in ways, rather if you see it or not. Okay, I mean, in a way it's kind of already showing up, the fact that you're being so strategic when it comes to your next person. And I understand, like, I get it, but I recently said this like 2 different times to people that I know in my life. At some point in time, you have to stop letting your trauma and your past history show up in your current relationships and connections and situations, and the future ones, because, you know, you cannot, when you allow the energy from the past to show up in the future, you will never have what it is that you're truly looking for and what you're seeking. You never will. It's always going to somehow, some way mess up whatever it is that you're trying to build, if you allow your hurt to put up a wall, and you're like, well, I'm peeping over the wall, but you're not going over the wall. You need to go over the wall instead of just peeking through it, if that makes sense. I hope it does. Next card out you got is abundance. Keep a positive mindset, manifest exactly what you want, gratitude, bliss. So again, I understand that you want love and you want truth and you want light, etc., and you're allowed to have that, air sign. Don't get it twisted. You are allowed to have that. You are a great person and you really do put all your whole heart into a situation once you feel like that situation is worth it. So yes, keep a positive mind. Manifest what you want, but make sure what you're manifesting from isn't a place of hurt and protection and, you know, safety from the past, and instead you're still saying to yourself, well, hey, I know what I bring to the table. I know I have a lot of light in my life. I know I have a lot of love to give. So I'm still going to give that. I may not like throw it in that person's face. I'm going to sprinkle it out there a little bit at a time, but I'm not going to allow myself to come off from a place of hurt. Last thing you got was the dragonfly. Be lighthearted. Finding out things come into light, adapt, change, heal. Literally what I'm trying to tell you, like, let the past be the past, work on it, heal from it, but don't let it change who you are. Adapt, yes, in a sense of like, don't just walk out there and be like, who wants me? I have all this love to give. But walk out there and know that you have all this love to give. Know who you are. Know like whoever comes my way is going to benefit from me tremendously. Don't be egotistical. But know that what you have to offer and let that still be who you are. I hate when people are like, well, I gave this person this in the past and that person effed me over, so I'm not going to give that same energy to the next person. No. That's not how it works, okay? You're just manifesting a different form of hurt in the future that'll come up in the future. Last card, bottom of the deck, is healing heart. Healing from heartbreak, freedom of toxic relationship or addiction. I'm not saying it again, okay? I'm not saying it again. Let's shuffle from the next deck. I feel for you, air signs. Don't get me wrong. I think we all have experienced that before, where it's like, you know, you dealt with somebody, they did you dirty, and now you want to protect yourself. And I bet you can say faithfully, when you went into your next connection with that guard up, that didn't work out either. That didn't work out either. And I bet you it was because you had your guard up so goddamn high. And that person probably was like, I don't know, sometimes you're just so cold-hearted towards me. It's hard to read you and blah, 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 blah. They're not wrong. They're not wrong. And you can't blame them for that. You can only blame yourself. You can't blame them for feeling that way because more than likely you had your guard up. All right, unspoken love. What does the Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra gang need to hear? Spy. Are you spying on somebody? Somebody spying on you? What's going on? Crosswatcher, are you here? I'm not going to say anything until I get more cards. Drama, messy, burdens. I'm still not going to say anything. Unresolved issues. How is my camera overheating? I refuse. Pleasuring myself with thoughts of you. Oh my God. All right. Air sign, either you're not over the past or your past is not over you. There was a lot of drama in that situation. We deserve each other. There was a lot of drama in that situation. There are things, one of you feel like closure needs to happen. Y'all still think of each other often. With the pleasuring myself with thoughts of you, we deserve each other. Oh my God. Hopeless, isolation, alone. All right. Yeah, air sign, you're not over the past is not over you. Missed signals, uncertainty, confusion is at the bottom of the deck. And I'm trying to get this out before my camera decides to overheat because I'm not using my phone. But whatever it is, air sign, you're not over the past is not over you. Y'all are probably still communicating or spying on each other which is sending energetic energy between the two of you, which is probably why y'all can't get over each other. And maybe a conversation needs to be had. Maybe not. I'm not really sure how you want to go about it, but however you want to go about it, air sign, just don't let the past seep into your future. Especially if you have options, if you have a roster, if you have options and a roster, like new people that you're trying to get to know, but yet your brain is still on that past person, like you're having those flashbacks or those intimate moments, then talk it out, journal it out. If you don't want to talk to the person, journal it out. Like, just, I'm not saying go back to your person, because clearly it was a mess, it was toxic, but there's something about that connection that is still very present. Okay, you want to move on, but there is something about that connection that makes you not want to move on. Maybe it was very passionate. Again, maybe y'all had a lot of like chemistry in the bedroom. Maybe both of y'all trauma bonded somehow, some way over things, and that's what keeps you holding on. It's like, damn, me and that person really was like locked in, and we made sense to one another. But please don't let somebody be a false flame. Maybe you felt like that person was your soulmate, your twin flame, and in reality they're not. Okay. And even if they are your twin flame, if you know twin flame connections, you have that back and forth for a very long time, and it'll never work out if y'all don't leave each other alone. There needs to be a long period of separation before y'all can make your way back to each other. But you have to make your way back to each other healed. If you're still broken, if you're still stuck on the past, if you still have those same tendencies, behaviors, habits, it'll never work out. It'll just be the endless cycle over and over and over again. Just saying. So, air signs, I hope this message resonates. I hope it makes sense. I hope it helps. I feel like there's a lot more to this connection, especially with what came out of the unspoken love deck. That's why I love this deck. It's straight to the point. It lets you know what's really deep in there. So I hope you figure it out, and maybe we'll come back to this the next time I do a love reading for air signs. But that's what I have for you today, since my camera's dying or overheating. So until then, air signs, I love you guys, and have a blessed, great day in love life. Okay, bye.